Okay, folks, today we've got the Porsche 959. This is a Hot Wheels from 1987. Now, this particular version was from, I think it was from 1999, and it's one of the Chinese versions, which means, let me throw this over on top right here, which means it has the yellowing blister pack. Yes, the Chinese sold Hot Wheels / Mattel blister packs that had plastic that would go yellow over time. I've had this car for a long time, and I finally just took it out of the pack, decided I was going to review it for you today. Model number on this car is 1030. The SKU is going to be 22390. It's not a treasure hunt. It's not a super. It doesn't belong to a series. The exterior, some people will say it's gray. I call that silver. The interior color on the car is going to be in black. The base color is Zamek. The window color is a light blue tint. The wheels on this car are going to be called the 5-dot. In the Porsche world, they actually have a wheel very similar to this that they call phone dial wheels. I've actually owned a car that had phone dial wheels. I personally don't care for the phone dial wheels on a real Porsche. On this particular car, this 5-dot wheel, I think looks very, very good. It looks fantastic, in fact. Now, when it was in the bubble pack there, it didn't look so good to me. Now that I've gotten it out of the pack and look at the car up close and personal, I like the wheels on the car. Let's talk a little bit about the tempo on the car. We got the 959 on the door. We got twin turbo on the kick panel on the side. Got the same 959 on the door on the other side of the car, and twin turbo on the kick plate there. But the right side does have on the right quarter rear panel Hot Wheels sticker on there. Why they didn't put it on both sides of the car, I don't know, but there it is. As with many mainline series cars in Hot Wheels, they either pay close attention to the front of the car or to the rear of the car, usually the front. In this particular case, I'm not sure they pay close attention to either end of the car. The rear of the car, it's kind of plain and simple, quite frankly. No tag, no painted taillights, nothing of the sort. The front of the car has on the hood a Porsche emblem, which is not to scale. That is a big Porsche crest on the hood of that car. And then on the front, it has twin turbo decal as well. An interesting side note is the headlights on this car. They are in the metal, and to me they don't look very realistic, but they are etched into the metal or cast into the metal. Personally, I'm not sure this model would have worked with plastic. Ultimately, in the end, plastic or paint seems to do a better job with headlights and small features like that. I'm just not a big fan of this metal casting here for the headlights. As noted, the car was produced in China, and there isn't any base code on this car, so it was prior to the days when they were putting the base codes on the car. The copyright on the car is 1987, which corresponds to the year I believe that the 959 actually came out, so pretty close correlation there. Some general notes on this car. The casting and or the paint, I can't say which. Perhaps there's somebody out there with better knowledge than I. This car, look around the headlight there on the fender. It's like the paint is bubbled, or the metal was just not cast correctly, or the mold was not correct. There's a line that actually goes from the right side of the headlight back all the way to the A-pillar. Now that, I could be wrong, but I've never seen a Porsche that had a line like that down the quarter panel. I don't think it exists. Between the quarter panel and the bumper, once again, on the other side, this car's really rough, really, really rough. And once again, I can't tell if it's paint or if it's the metal. Perhaps somebody that's got a different version of the car can tell me. And once again, the line's there. I think you can see the line a little bit better in this particular light. The fender well, air vent for the motor in this particular casting is not done very well either. There's a lot of, if you can see around the hole, there's either a difficulty painting it or there's a difficulty in the metallurgy. If you look on the opposite side, the problem is even worse. I don't know what's going on with this car. It'd be nice to know, but it's just a poor rendition of the 959 in my opinion. I personally really like the blue tint on the windows. I think it highlights the car very well. It looks realistic to me. One place that Hot Wheels did a fairly realistic job with this particular car is the engine underneath on the base. The transmission is where it should be, and the engine is good. Got the 6 pipes coming out of the boxer engine there. Got the transmission going to the rear 2 wheels, and got the shaft going to the front 2 wheels. This is a 4-wheel drive car. They nailed that aspect of this particular car. Why they put a lot of effort into the base of the car, I have no idea. But they did, and here it is, and it actually looks good. I just wish they had taken the time that they put on the base and put it into the actual front end of the car. I think the car would look a lot better if perhaps the paint or the metallurgy on this car was done a lot better. So that pretty much does it for this car. One thing we did do, we put it on the track with some other cars, and let me just say, this is a fast car. It outran everything on our Hot Wheels track that we put it up against. There's something to be said for that. Hope you enjoyed the car. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. See you tomorrow.